Hello, my loves. How are you? Welcome to day 22 of the Higher Self series on this beautiful day of 222. So, today, for our final day, we're going to dive into messages from the heart space, the place and space where our higher self, our inner masculine, inner feminine, and human all connect. And as we come into these energies of our own internal union, it sets the stage and strengthens our ability to stabilize into unity consciousness and divine union energies and really begin to build those energies in the external world as we strengthen those in our internal. So that's what we're going to dive into today. But I wanted to let you guys know really quickly that I do have a group tonight restoring the sacred masculine and feminine essences at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's still some time to sign up for that if you would like. But for those of you who are in a different time zone or today does not work out for you, I did add a second date for this Saturday, 224 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm going to drop the links to register for both of those in the pinned comment, but it's also over in my community tab. And I'm really looking forward to that. And for those of you who have already signed up, oh boy, I've been feeling your gorgeous energy coming through. The group has definitely been working and stabilizing in the energies. And I'm so very excited to see where tonight's group leads us. All right, loves, if you're not able to make either of those, but you want to partake in the energy, you can definitely sign up and I'll make sure that you get the recording as soon as it is uploaded. All right, loves. So again, we're going to dive into this very beautiful, gorgeous heart space energy on this very beautiful day. For those of you who may not be aware, for me, the number 222 is been a very symbolic energy for the divine masculine energies for me myself. And so the fact that we were guided to this day um, is a beautiful significance I feel in supporting that grounding and stabilized and very beautiful masculine, powerful energy to support all of us. So that was actually one of the messages coming through this morning for the feminines around really, dropping into sitting with and contemplating for yourself when you envision and you know your masculine in his full true potential. Are you actually ready to receive that in the physical world? Because that takes a very strong feminine to be able to handle that capacity of a masculine in his full power. So that's where the inner union energies are so incredibly important because as we as feminine step into our own energy and our own full power, now we know we have the capacity to match our masculine in his full power and vice versa. Okay, because remember, we're bringing in opposite ends of the spectrum, but at the same time, we have to be on some levels of some internal balance and harmony so that we have the capacity to sustain these connections. As many of us learn from the love bubble phase, it's amazing when we're in our true full essence, but then we had to go into our energies and actually start to incorporate and integrate what we learn from one another. So for that guidance of feeling these energies moving into the union energies is really an indicator of how much we are strengthening as individuals and as collectives. So you can always bring it back to strengthening and stabilizing into your own internal power in a very heart-centered way. All right, let's see what wants to come through. All right. Okay. What do we have from the higher self? The higher self wants to actually come through with the love oracle, which makes sense. Let's see what we got. Mhm. Oh, wow. Okay. Divine feminine. And I'm going to cover that up because I don't want it to be, you got it. Anyway, So we have the divine feminine essences coming through, which is interesting because I just spoke about the divine feminines. Okay, let's see what I have coming through. To me, it's speaking about the divine feminine stepping into all of her power, into her inner union, into her ability and capacity to hold all of those spaces, to hold her very strong connection to her higher self, to her higher power, to her direct connection to source in a fully embodied way into her physical body and down onto the earth. And as she's embodying all of this true essence of what she is, this is her in her feminine power. And it is that internal union of being able to be stabilized in the physical world, in the lower chakras, in what are typically seen as the masculine energy centers. Okay. So, as the feminines are really allowing themselves to embody into the lower chakras, right? Working through and clearing out and dissolving any of the trauma patterns from herself, from the ancestors, from the planet, from other lives, and like fully facing any of those shadows or fears that may be internal and being reflected in the external is allowing the divine feminine and the divine feminine collective to stabilize within all of the energies on the planet, which in turn is allowing the masculines to be freed from those lower chakras, not because they're not going to be connected to them, but they don't have to hold that strong, intense space in those lower chakras, in the trauma. They're now freed to rise up into their heart and into their higher energies as the feminine is able to stabilize into the lower. You see where those energies come into union. The inner union, yes, is bringing the upper chakras into the heart space and bringing the lower chakras into the heart space, but then ultimately allowing both sides to move all the way through so that you're feeling the support through your whole system on the masculine side, on the feminine side, full blown, full direct connection, fully both feet on the earth, both energies up into your higher connection, and allowing all of who you are to stabilize and center in your physical body. And I love that the energy that's coming through from her hair is like the tree, because the trees to me are such a beautiful symbolic energy of how we are rooted down into the earth, yet so highly connected to the higher power. And for me, there's tremendous amounts of symbolism with the tree, and it's coming through. I do feel strongly that the tree essence, the tree of life essence, is going to be coming through for this evening's um, group session. But as any of us, whether you're masculine or feminine, it does not matter, because we're all working on becoming all of who we are, and we're learning from one another. So when we come together as a masculine and a feminine, we're supporting and helping each other to learn the opposing strengths, right? But it's also meant to bring out those strengths in one another. So even as a feminine, you have masculine strength, and as a masculine, you have what's considered feminine strengths. But they're all just you, and they're all just human and soul and heart strengths. Okay. So remember, regardless, we're all actually working on the same bigger picture, but we're each our own unique piece of that bigger puzzle. Okay. So you embodying into who you are authentically in all of the aspects of who you are, embracing those fears, embracing those shadows, facing them, and continuing to feel safer and safer every single day in embodying into who you are is a very, very powerful act that is supportive to you. It is also exceedingly powerful to grounding and stabilizing unity consciousness energy into your body and onto this planet. All right, loves. Okay, let's see. What do we got? The masculines want to come through. The masculines want to come through. What do they have from their heart space? What do the masculines want to share? Oh, they got two for us. Deep quiet, meditation and stillness, feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. So, what's coming through for me right now from the masculines is that the masculines have been deep in contemplation and they're going through this transformative process of just like the feminines facing their fears, facing maybe some of those shadowy aspects of themselves, the places where they have felt uncomfortable with who they are, maybe holding shame or guilt or blame or victim consciousness. And they're facing those truths and pulling out those swords and allowing themselves to go through this contemplative healing process. It feels that the subconscious fields are really thawing, and because of the stabilization of the feminines onto the planet and into the lower chakras, it's actually allowing these things to thaw out. And the masculines are in a space where they are now safe enough to be able to go through their transformation because they are aware that the feminines, in most cases, are feeling safe and stable within their inner union. And the more the feminines are feeling safe and stable in their own inner energies, it's allowing the masculines to integrate and stabilize into their own internal union. Each side's being able to strengthen into all of who they are and support one another in the higher energetic fields, regardless of what might be happening in the physical world. Okay. So I'm sensing deeply that there's tremendous amounts of recalibration happening. And this is not surprising me, given that I was guided to support this group on this day. And ooh, I can feel quite a bit is coming through, and there's going to be quite a bit more that's coming through this evening. So, for those of you who aren't able to make it or who would like some other supports, I did upload a group yesterday, a group session. I was guided to share with you the core soul wound healing session that I did back in August. It was a very powerful group. And I was guided to share it because there's so much that we're moving through right now. Our higher selves were working together, and it was like I wanted to get you some very powerful support to help you move through, integrate, and calibrate with whatever you may have going on. So if you haven't listened to that yet and you feel guided, you may find that supportive, and we'll just go from there. Okay. But the masculines want you to know that they're doing it. We're working on this together in tandem, masculine and feminine collectives, each in their own specific pocket for very specific reasons, love. And the indicator that you can know that things are growing with your masculine feminines is when you know that you're growing, when you become aware and honor the shifts and the changes that you're making, how you're strengthening, how you're stabilizing, how you're taking that personal responsibility for your life, yourself, your joy. Know the stronger and deeper that you embody and stabilize into those energies, your masculine is freed to do the same. All right, loves. Okay. What do we have for the feminines? What would the feminines like to share from their heart space? I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Oh, the feminines have two as well. Right in tandem, like I said. Oh, wow. Okay, feminines, I got you. I see you. The twin, they got the twin flame card, soul partner and eternal connection, and shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, and vision quest. Ooh, we feminines, you are on it. All right, loves. I feel this. I feel this so deeply in my heart space. The feminines want the masculines to know that she is aware and she's holding space for the full internal union and acknowledging exactly who you are to her, dear masculines. And she's been willing to face those fears and to go on her shamanic journeying and to face her shadows and to learn how to embody more and more of who she is into herself and onto this planet in a solo physical form so that she's strong enough to hold these essences for your union in whatever way that ends up coming together. Okay. And so these energies are being worked on, and the tiger is standing out to me right now as well. The tiger feels like this very, hold on, it's coming in a new way. It wants to actually speak because the horse to me is always representing freedom, but this tiger is wanting, oh, okay. So you see how the feminine energies, they're like a mirrored pillar. The feminines right now are, see how it's almost like a tree? If you think about a tree trunk and then the inside. So what they're showing me is that this tiger is representing the divine masculine energies and the divine masculines as they're going through their transformative process. The feminines are acknowledging that they are aware that they're grounding and holding space for the masculine to now go through his transformation the same way he held space for her to go through hers. My voice is cracking like I'm a teenager. That's funny. And the masculines are also now acknowledging that this space, feeling the strength of the feminines, is allowing them to more safely connect and embody their true power, their true higher self, their true personal essence to their higher self, into their direct connection to source in a way that they have not experienced before. And this majestic energy of acknowledging feminines, acknowledging your masculine's true potential and power, not in a way that is pressuring, not in a way that is demanding, but in a way of knowing the truth of who he is and giving him the space to embody that the same way you're doing for yourself. Yes, I can feel and sense that you feminines are really, your higher self knows this, and our human selves are really starting to be able to embody and hold the grace and the stabilization and the power and the strength to allow the masculines to embody their majestic strength, stability, and power. And we are not threatened by their true power because we are standing in ours. You feel me? All right, loves, this is it. You are strong enough to handle your masculine in his full strength. And if you are not yet, you are on your way. And you're going to continue to focus on exactly what's in front of you so you can be in these energies at the perfect and divine timing when you and your masculine are ready to be in these energies. So if you do not feel there just yet, that's okay. These messages have a tendency to be the energies we're working on now and into the foreseeable future for a bit. So this, remember, is from the higher self aspect, and these are the energies we are learning and preparing to embody, because as we embody, this is where they become sustainable. Okay, so bringing it back to this ability to step into our confidence and power will also hold those spaces for the masculines to hold into their true confidence and power. Okay, and this is not from your old school, old story, egotistical ways. This is our true sovereign soul and heart fed power, which is exactly what we're wanting on this planet. The restoration of the true sacred masculine and sacred feminine essences, which is exactly why I'm doing the group that I'm doing this evening and Saturday. Okay, this is what we are here for. This is what I'm here to support, to embody myself so that I can hold these spaces with you. All right, loves. We got this. I feel the strength in this. I feel the strength in the masculine and the feminine collectives. It's stronger than we have ever been. And if you don't feel that right now, that is okay. If you're here listening to this, your higher self brought you here for a reason. And it wanted you to be inspired and to drop into hope and to remember what to focus on, which is your part, your part. All right, loves. Okay. Now I want to bring in some messages from this physical world, our human aspect, and how it's interpreting and working with all of these gorgeous energies, and what can be some supportive messages on how we can work with these energies as they're coming through over the next days, weeks, and months. Okay. Okay. So for the masculine side, we have continuing to allow yourself to let go of the the guilt, the shames, the pains, the suffering, the ways that you've kept yourself small, the ways that you've been over giving to things that were not providing reciprocity, allowing yourself to continue to walk towards your brighter day, allowing your nervous system to reset and to heal. Allowing yourself to look into the truth and to continue to deeply release yourself from those burdens, because as you're doing this masculines for yourself, you're also holding that space for the planet and for the collective. As you release these energies from your physical body, you are assisting and supporting Mother Earth and allowing her to also transmute the pain and the suffering that's been happening on our physical planet. Masculines are transmuting for themselves, but equally for this planet. And I want to honor and give thanks and reverence for all of the space that you are holding for yourself and the collective. I know how much strength it takes to be able to go through this, and I appreciate and honor that you're allowing yourself to move through this. But it feels important to acknowledge that, because sometimes when it feels heavy and you feel alone, I want you to know that you have a safe space to come here and feel welcomed, regardless of where you are on the journey, no matter how much you feel like you want to hide away. Even if you're quiet and you're just here listening and allowing yourself to receive the support, knowing that the feminine collective has got your back in our own way. This is a space for you to come and know that you're not alone. All right, loves. Thank you. And for the feminines are really doing a beautiful job of tapping into her higher self, trusting what's coming, and allowing herself to embody this internal union. Again, the same messages and the repeat support is coming through from all of the different angles. Okay. I've heard so many times where people say the divine feminines are leading this journey. And this is the way in that the feminines are leading. Masculines and feminines are leading in their own right, in their own specific part of the mission. But the reason it's important for the feminines to understand the parts that they are leading is because feminines, you are becoming a beacon of light for not only your masculine, but other masculines. Okay. By holding these energies, by coming into the space and grace for yourself, by coming into the internal union, you're then able to stabilize into these energies. And like I said, it gives the masculines a safe space because you're creating a safe space for yourself. And now they can actually create a truly safe space for themselves instead of just trying to feel. You have to understand the masculines have been holding the space that they've been holding because it's where they knew how to hold and stabilize in a safe way. As the feminines expand and hold a different type of safety energy, it's different than the masculines, but in her own internal way, it then frees the masculines to go into their new ways of stabilizing and holding space. And what happens is each time one of the collectives stabilizes into a new energy, it allows the other collective to expand and grow. So I want you to not get caught up in safety and stability only being a masculine attribute, because yes, it is. But feminines, you hold it in your own way. And any one of you that is a mother, I'm sure you can attest to your ability to be safe and stable for those babies. Okay. This is a human quality. And masculines and feminines hold it alike, but different in different ways. And when we open up to this idea that it's not one way in one person's job in one specific way, yes, we embody into our essences of who we are. But when we can get out of the tit for tat or the tug of war and actually just step into what we're being called to step into without the projection, it gives a whole new opening to what we're actually doing, which is stepping into reciprocity, working together in reciprocity, in camaraderie. Again, the exact words I put on for tonight's group. And it's blowing me away because I did that video a few weeks ago. I got the download to do the groups a few weeks ago. And this is showing how we've been working to bring this energy into physical manifestation together in a group setting. You guys are amazing. I'm super excited. And I'm looking forward to what we continue to grow and build together in our community of unity consciousness. I am so incredibly and tremendously grateful for each and every one of you that have been here with me or will be in the near future. For those that are signed up for this evening, those of you that are committed to doing your internal work and your inner union work, which I know is many of you, if not all of you. Again, I'm so incredibly grateful for you and your strength and your capacity to show up for and commit to yourself. I love you. I am so greatly looking forward to spending more time with you in the very near future. All right, loves. Have a great and beautiful rest of your day.